So, I don't know where I was at. Forgot. But, picking up where I left off, uh, living with paramedic stuff. So, anyway, went up to Jackson, Mississippi, and wound up going there and working. Stayed there for 10 years. Then mom and dad, dad got sick. He got sick with prostate cancer. And Connie's mom got sick. So we bailed on Jackson, came home. Been back since then. But yeah, living with a paramedic is a tough life. Got some stories to tell. Should be telling some of them on YouTube. You know, all these people like to hear all this EMS crap. But you know, it's not always what am I trying to say? It's not always blood, guts, and gore. Sometimes it's just taking Meemaw from the hospital to home, or taking Meemaw from home to hospice, making that last ride, knowing she's not coming back. And sometimes it's a respite. You know, it's just giving the family a break, taking them to hospice. They call it respite. You know, they'll stay there several days, give the family a break from taking care of whatever family member it is. And then there's the standing out on the side of the road on a wreck. It's pouring down rain. You're hating it because you're getting soaked. Your clothes, your boots are flooding. I mean, it's like so much water. It's like your boots are squishing. And these people can't make their minds up where they want to go to the hospital. And you're like, can you please just make your mind up? Get in this bus or sign here and I'm leaving. You don't want to do. Then there's the calls that you'll never forget. Yeah, they just burned into your brain. And you know, you go places and people find out what you do or what you did and said, you know, what is the worst call you ever ran? And you know, you're sitting there, you're thinking, the worst call. There's not a worst call, because any time somebody is sick, they're in a bad way, they're injured, they're shot, they're bleeding, pouring blood from their rectum, from a GI bleed, puking up blood, all these things, and you're thinking, you're reliving all your nightmares from the last 30 years. And you're thinking, there's not a worse call, because they're all bad. You know, sometimes, well, I say all bad. When you're taking Meemaw from home to radiation therapy, and you just get to have a chat with Meemaw, you know, and she's sweet. She's not mad because she's got whatever cancer it is she's got. She loves Jesus. She's ready to go home. and she's just got that real sweet spirit about her. That's not a bad call, even though you know that, you know, they may not, they may or may not save me, Ma. But those kind of calls, uh, or just like taking somebody from one hospital to another. It's like, you know, they went in for chest pain or something, and they wound up having like this massive blockage in their heart. Well, the hospital that you're at can't do the surgery because it's a real complicated heart surgery. So you go to the big hospital. And during this whole time, you know, you're having, you know, a pretty decent conversation with this guy or this lady. And you know, they're scared. The here's the thing, people, the life of a medic and EMTs, firefighters, all this stuff. You're laying there sleeping. You wake up in the middle of the night. You drive to a place you've never been. You go to somebody's house. And you go in here and you start talking to these people, trying to find out, why did you call me and wake me up? What is going on that was so bad? They don't know you, right? They don't know you. And they are willing to put their life, they trust you with their life for you to take care of them. That's what they're expecting you to do. They're expecting you to fix whatever they're scared to death about. It may be, when you look at the situation, it may be absolutely nothing, but they are frightened beyond their what they can manage, because that's why you're there at 3 o'clock in the morning, because they didn't know what else to do, so they called somebody for help. So that's what we do. We get up, we drive to a place never been, talk to somebody we've never met, find out what's wrong with them, and sometimes after they've just had somebody to talk to and reason it out within themselves, okay, this is not so bad. We're not there to tell you you don't need to go to the hospital. We're not there to tell you, oh, you better go or you're going to die. We're there to help you decide whether you need to go. Now, sometimes when we get there, there is no deciding. You're going. You've been shot. You've been stabbed. You're bleeding from places that are only imaginable. And you're going. But that's the life of a medic. Then you come home and you have to decompress and when your wife or your kids or your grandkids are trying to talk to you, come up, play with you, do whatever, the last 24 hours that you've spent in purgatory, just dealing with everybody else's stuff, pain, suffering, agony, depression, whatever it is, you have to be able to come in and turn that off and sit down and have a conversation with your wife like that stuff never happened. Hard life. Hard life. You don't get there until your latter years of being in EMS. Those first few years, you're trying to make a difference and you feel like you're doing nothing. You just watch people die. And it happens a lot. Then you realize you can't save them all. You realize that we were not put here to last forever. We were put here for a little bit of time, and you do with that time what you can. You love your family. Don't push them away. And do the best you can with your relationships. And then later on, that's when you start kind of enjoying the long rides, the 1 and 2 hour rides that you actually just get to stop and talk to your patient without it, being, are you allergic to anything? Did you take any medications? Are you sure that you didn't overdose on this drug? You're just able to monitor their vitals, talk to them, and have a conversation with them, and just like people to people. I'm rambling. I know. Gosh, I'm rambling. I've been up all night and most of this day. But I just wanted to throw out what it's like. And I got this friend that, he started this crap years ago. It was one of my motorcycle riding buddies. It was like this thing. We were out of state. We were doing a motorcycle thing, and this nurse was in the foyer between this door and stuff. And this old man had fallen, and we were just bebopping on through, and he popped off and said, "Hey, my brother here is a paramedic," and she popped off back. "Well, I'm a nurse. I got this." It's like, ever since then, it's like, one of my other brothers, which was actually the club boss, his wife, it was a thing back and forth. It's, hey, nurses are better than paramedics, right? But nurses are awesome. The nurses I've had at UAB, I said that. The nurses that I've had at the hospital that I've been going to have been totally awesome. They've been sweet. They take care of me while I'm there. Yeah, it's been good. And so don't ever badmouth the nurses. Nurses are there to take care of you just like we are. They're overworked, they're overwhelmed, they're trying to get a dozen things done. And, sometimes, man, it takes a minute. Everything can't be done toot sweet just like that. Sometimes you got to wait. Anyway, love y'all. Peace out. Treat each other good. And maybe I'll have some Joe Bonamassa pictures to post up next month. Be good.